So, where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up, Captain Lee?
Michigan.
No, I mean, whereabouts were you raised?
Michigan.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm from Saginaw.
Yeah.
Where? No, I mean, like, where, do you know Saginaw? You know?
This is the best meal I've ever eaten.
How did you say that? What? Wait a minute. Where are you from again? Wow. Let's be honest. These people are human garbage.
They're trash.
I don't like to call people actual garbage. Like actual flotsam and jetsam.
Oh, yes.
Like old Coke bottles covered in like oil.
Barnacles on a rusty sea, ship under the sea have more value.
Just like old produce.
Yes.
That smells of
kind of slimy
sulfur.
Yeah.
Slimy, such kind of sweet garbage.
Like if this was 1998, Sharon Stone would play Terry in this movie. Because you know how she always played those just hard,
kind of hard characters,
hard but sad women.
I think she aged out of that a little bit. I think she's into like older women who are trying to save people.
Yeah, I love Sharon Stone.
Me too.
Good for her.
Me too.
But she went through this period of playing a lot of like drunk.
She did,
or
it was her like she was trying to be Gina Rowlands.
Yeah,
yeah. This is below Dick.
This is below Dick. Bourbon Buffoonery.
And that's a good title.
This is season 3 or 9, episode 3.
I think buffoonery is a nice way to say it.
Oh.
Y'all, these people.
The lack of respect that they had, not only for Captain Lee, but just
for the crew and for each other.
Just humans.
And can you in a million years imagine behaving like that?
No.
Even at my most drunkest and belligerent.
Which is pretty horrible. I've seen that. It's quite belligerent.
I can get abusive.
It's pretty bad. You're nothing compared to this.
I'm nothing compared to, what was his name? Not Julian.
Justin.
Justin, thank you.
Justin he is like that green shit Dr. Pimple Popper puts out of those. I mean, he is gross.
At
least that's entertaining.
The level of anger that these people had, and to think about where they are, and to have no perspective. They're on this beautiful yacht
spot
in the Caribbean,
yes,
and all they can do is spew this bile at one another.
Justin, really small dick.
Yeah.
Like,
and
the other Michael's the drunk one.
At least he was just drunk.
I mean, he's trash too. I don't know. I'm like you. I don't love calling people trash, but I just could not think of another word.
This was rotting garbage of people.
Yeah.
And
like at some points, Captain Lee you could tell was angry.
Yeah. Well, when he's like, yeah, what's your wife do? She's like, she doesn't do really anything. She paid her dues. She's like, she puts up with you. And Captain Lee is like, not even trying to laugh.
Flash, like,
Captain Lee.
We've heard they get this for free, and then they tip, and then they give a tip, and that's all they have to pay for.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's true or not, but that's what we've heard. I guarantee you they're going to leave a shitty tip.
Yeah. If they do leave a tip, it'll be still,
and the poor
one as much as it should have been.
I'm sorry. Yes, it won't be as much. And the poor gay guys, they're just there because they're probably getting a paycheck.
Okay,
and they were excited to be on Below Deck, but that poor.
What a weird addition.
Yeah,
the one with the hat on, y'all. P.S. 1998 called, and that they wants its white fedora back.
That is some like, I think one of the band members from 98 Degrees wore that exact outfit.
Yes,
I do promise
Oh,
you.
God. 1998 wants that white fedora.
If you're asking if I wear this hat, you don't.
I also love that type of gay couple who knows how to accessorize and wears those long sleeve shirts with a tucked into their shorts. Not everyone can pull that off.
Not everyone can pull that off.
There is a very specific type of gay person.
It's like what is it? Olaf from Beetlejuice.
Odo.
Otho. Like Otho from
Yes.
Beetlejuice type of gay.
Yeah. I can't do it.
I think, didn't Otho have a wife in Beetlejuice?
If so, she was dumb.
The reboot's going to be a little different.
Are they doing a reboot?
No. Are they? I just said, I'm sure they are.
They're rebooting everything.
Rebooting
Killing everything you love.
They are. The new Ghostbusters looks good, but that's not really a reboot. That's a continuation.
I haven't seen the trailer.
So it's about the nerdy guy, the nerdy Ghostbuster, the dark-haired one, whatever his name was, the one that died in real life.
Harold Ramis.
So it's his daughter, and the casting is perfection. She looks just like him and acts just like him, and so it's like they move away, and they are in this one of the kids from Stranger Things.
Oh, cool!
It looks really well done, but it's like she kind of discovers everything that he put up. And then Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and them are going to make a cameo.
That is so cool.
It looks really good.
Did you watch the
what?
Did you watch the Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy Ghostbusters?
I never saw the Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy.
I was so excited to see it.
I was too. I just
terrible.
I heard it was real bad. Heard it was real bad. I was
because
excited.
I loved all those women, and it was just a terrible plot.
I thought casting Chris Hemsworth as the dumbest pretty
Yes!
assistant was great, but I never saw it.
It was awful.
I meant to. I just never.
And because I wanted to support them.
You know what I heard today? Sorry, y'all.
We're off topic.
We're doing announcements and a little gay DD,
I
but
honestly
still.
wanted to put a little positivity because these people were so just vile. They were vile.
We've talked a lot about this show, so I feel like this is apropos. I can't remember the actor's name. Maybe you can.
Here we go. Pyramid time again.
Quantum Leap.
Scott Bakula.
Not Scott Bakula, but the other one.
Dean Stockwell.
He passed away today. So R.I.P. Dean Stockwell. You brought us a lot of joy. A lot of joy. Hitting the side of that computer that
Sam,
just
I gotta
wouldn't work.
tell you.
Again, if you're under 30, you don't know what we're talking about.
I will say,
God, I love that show.
Dean Stockwell's not knowing things and not knowing the answers for Sam was probably one of the most frustrating things of my childhood.
He really didn't know a lot. He didn't know a lot, yeah. Anyway.
So it says here, Sam, that if you don't get this done, you die. You could have told me that 45 minutes ago.
God, that's a good show, though.
Scott Bakula was part of my sexual awakening.
Yes.
That hairy chest.
And then when he would play drag, it's a very queer show, y'all. When he would be women and he was in drag. All right.
Dean Stockwell, he was also in a lot of he was like a television star from a long time back. And like since so many episodes of classic things like the Twilight Zone, he was in you see him in lots of I think he probably had a career of I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff recently, obviously. But before Quantum Leap, he'd been like a celebrity or a star for like 30, 40 years.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him. By the way, also, Sean Connery died a year ago. We're aware of that now.
I saw a bad clickbait article.
For clickbait.
You did too. You were just like you went. Oh, he died. And
I wasn't. You didn't let me finish. I wasn't going to say you did it. I was going to say you fell for clickbait. We've all fallen for clickbait.
Yeah, I did.
Sometimes we're all a little bit of a Carl's wife.
That's true.
It's true.
Carl, I saw where he died.
I think Shirley Temple just died. I'm so sad.
So we did not kill him.
Shoot her. Shooter, go get Mama's tap shoes. Go on, go get 'em. Go get 'em, Shooter.
Do that scene from Bubbling Brown Sugar.
Hey, y'all, real quick, a little bit of announcement. Go to the Linktree link to get tickets for our live show. They are still selling out. We feel like we're on track to sell out eventually.
Yeah.
But you can still get tickets for the Friday night show.
In New York and Chicago.
There are some people that can't come to our LA show that it is literally
this weekend
on the 14th. So be checking that link because there might be some tickets that open up at the end.
Yeah.
We again have no control over it. If you need to return your tickets, go to the link that you purchased tickets. Look at your email. Go to Eventbrite. You're going to need to return it.
Don't come to us. We can't return your tickets.
Here's the deal, and I'm going to level with y'all. Poodle hasn't fucked anyone from this theater. Literally one of the few in Los Angeles.
It's why we're there.
It's why we're there.
Yeah.
And also it's why we have no connections to anything. We're just showing up.
Yeah.
But we're very excited to show up. Also, y'all, the Single Life is coming back on 90 Days.
Single Life Season 2.
Season 2 with Debbie.
The 12th.
And on the 12th. So that's going to be on our Patreon and Supercast at the $5 tier.
Did we ever figure out if we it's going to be on our Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on our Patreon and Supercast at the $5 tier.
And then when it airs,
because it's on Discovery Plus, and then when it airs on TLC, we will put it on the free feed. And so, if you want it now, you can buy it. If you want it later, you can wait.
Everybody gets see it. See it on TLC.
TLC. Anything else, Poots?
We're excited about our live show this weekend.
We're very excited. Very excited.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I spent a long time coming up with sound cue sheets. I don't think the sound person knows what they're up for me.
Oh, boy.
I have a very well constructed sound plot of the show.
And what's going to happen is that we're going to forget to give the sound person the right cue.
Maybe.
It's literally the sentence. It's going to be his asshole's like a hot dog down a hallway. Sound cue. And Poodle will say, your asshole's like a gaping Grand Canyon. Crickets.
Nothing.
Crickets.
Oh, hot dog in a hallway.
Hot dog in a hallway.
I can see me telling a sound the guy. So I'm sure you're great. We have like zero room for error here.
Yeah.
I know you've never done this show before, but I really need you to do exactly what I'm saying.
And
here.
we're not doing a dress rehearsal.
No, we're not,
because we can't.
I'm probably going to do like a 5-minute tech run through with him. He doesn't know that yet.
Great. Great. And what's going to happen during the show, y'all, is Poodle's going to go, play the sound cue. Because that's what he does.
I'm not saying I won't do that. I need things to be. I have constructed what I want.
Boy.
Yeah.
Also, we want to remind your husbands there's no need to wax or trim this weekend. Poodle likes a big bush on Poodle's playground. So don't worry about it this weekend. No need to shave that.
I don't need a clean workspace.
No. In fact, he likes something.
Let it grow.
He likes something to hold on to. Exactly. Sorry, y'all. We need to talk about this show, but it was entertaining, but at the same time, it was just so vile.
I had a hard time with these people.
It was just, I don't like watching people behaving horribly for a long time.
Or not necessarily to the crew, but to each other.
Like, abusive.
Yeah.
It's great. And I know the crew was laughing about it, but I think finally, we're going to see more of it next week. But I think Eddie's finally going to step in and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it got got really kind of scary and unsafe there at the end. I did not feel good.
Yeah, but before we get to all that, y'all, Frasier wants to fuck Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is happening. He's getting up this morning, and they're all getting up, and Jake and Raina are doing Raina takes a page out of my book. I do. When you hooked up with somebody the night before, you just kind of go, oh, hey. And you just kind of look at your phone, and you're just trying not to think about what you did.
I don't know if Jake even remembers.
I don't know. They were so drunk. And then Frasier, he was not that drunk. He says he's talking to Heather, or no, he's talking to, later he's talking to, I think, Rachel or Raina, and he's like, oh, I got a little bit of tipsy last night. Did I do anything? And I was like, girl, I saw you. You weren't that drunk.
No.
You weren't that drunk.
What's your first tea bag?
Oh, sorry. So that sorry, I just jumped in. That is,
I know. I was correcting you.
that is my first tea bag. It's just kind of this. Everybody's in this very reminiscent of what we've all been of like. What do? We all made out with each other. I think I dry humped you. I think I told you that I want more than just the tip. And now I have to look at you in the light of day and work.
It's not pretty. Yeah.
We've all been there.
Don't do this. This is I will say I have not one for shitting where I eat and having showmances. I'm going back and thinking, did I do that?
You've done that in every single fucking show you've done.
But usually it's after.
No,
usually
they just had female cast.
Well, but I'm saying usually I hook up with them at the cast party. Or
this last show you didn't have a showmance.
That's true.
That was you did not, and it was a gay show with a lot of gay people. You did not have but
a lot of them I kind of
constantly shat where you eat,
but it doesn't blow up until after the show. So that's how it works. You have to keep it going through the show.
Yes. Well, you like the chase, so it's all through the show, and then it is cast party. You get drunk and fuck around.
Yeah, and then it's like, I'll call you. Never hear from him again.
But the thing is, y'all, theaters use the same people, and then Poodle forgets about that. And then 6 months later, it's the reason why Poodle, he says he doesn't have time to musically direct shows anymore, but it's because he can't see his old familiars.
Or I'm sitting in an auditioning room, and someone came in who I banged in a previous show, and I'm like, completely unreliable. No,
not going to work.
Not going to work. They're like, I worked with him before. He was fantastic. Yeah, he's really went downhill. I think drugs are a problem.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
They're like, but you've had 4 of those today.
Well,
sorry,
I'm a critic.
Yeah, tough standards.
Oh, so yeah, y'all, not really the best, but come on. What's yours, Poodle?
Heather has decided that she needs to sit down.
Yeah, this is one of mine
with
too.
her team, and she says I'm still kind of pissed at my team, and I just want everything to be the best, tip top, and where is it? They have interior. This is skipping ahead a little bit, but she has an interiors meeting in the Sky Lounge.
Yes. What's part of what you're talking about? Yeah. It's part of the tea bag.
And she says, I need you guys to pick up the pace without letting our standards down.
Yeah. She's like, we need to make cocktails quicker and laundry
instead of a 15-minute martini, we do, but it's not going to be better. If it's taking 15 minutes to make a martini, then she's right. They do need to speed up.
She's right, but so here's my question.
It's the worst way to explain this to them.
I don't feel like she's giving them any constructive criticism or tools.
Constructive criticism.
It's true, but tools to help them.
She isn't. And
instead of asking like, Frasier, so it seems like it's taking a long time to kind of walk me through what's it like making cocktails, kind of how can we work on this together instead of just fix it.
It is the American idling judge of bossing people, of management people, where that's pitchy dog. It wasn't really great for me. You need to do better.
Yeah.
This is not good managerial skills.
Randy was not a good judge.
No, he wasn't. But I really do believe, I think we're seeing just a faint glimmer of a mutiny from the interiors.
Heather is not. She's not. I think she's going to stick around, but she's not going to be liked.
Well, it's interesting because, and Fraser said this, and I want to know what you think. She's like, it's not necessarily what she asks me; it's how she asks me.
No, yeah. It definitely is her tone, and I think Heather is so not confident that she's just feigning this. And so it's just coming off really passive aggressive.
It feels passive aggressive and entitled.
I don't think she means that, but it comes off that way.
I think she's trying to be breezy.
Yes.
But but it shows up as passive aggressive.
Yes, and you know what it shows up as? I only have to judge from Katie. So Katie was probably too involved. I think Katie is too much almost of an empath sometimes to be a chief stew. But it feels like Heather doesn't give a shit about them.
Well,
just like do the job. Same time, I don't care about you as a person.
And at the same time, she wants them to like her.
But to do that, you need to buy into people where they feel like you're on their side, you're rooting for them. It doesn't seem like that at all. Whereas Katie was very much like, she really tried to feel what Lexi was feeling.
And another type of managerial style is the Kate Chastain style, where you say, we're going to do the best we can. We're going to have a good time. I'm the boss here, and we're going to do whatever we can. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm gonna make sure everyone has everything, and when I say something to you that something needs to be doing, it's gonna be unemotional. It's gonna be because it needs to get done. Mm-hmm. And also I'm gonna be super clear about everything, and we're gonna learn as we go. And I'm gonna stay true to what I speak and to what I say.
What would you do if you saw Kate Chastain in public?
Oh my God, I would totally fan her. I don't fan a lot of people.
You're in love with her a little bit.
You just need to watch the rest of Below Deck. You will be too.
No,
she just does her job in a way that no one else can. Yeah. Honestly, she's like a restaurant manager, the best restaurant manager or assistant manager you've ever worked with. At someone who is tough.
Yeah.
And at the same time, kind of has some sharp edges to her, but and you don't want to fuck with her.
I only had one, and she left halfway when I was that month at Interurban. She left because she married the manager at Sonic and Davis.
What a romantic story!
Well, she was pregnant,
but you also feel that you're exactly right. Mm-hmm. At one point, Heather's only in this for her.
That's how it feels. Like that's that's exactly how it feels.
I don't know, but anyway, so you guys, I guarantee you, Fraser's already done. Jessica's heading there.
Yes,
they just need some of the deck crew to start complaining about her, and she'll be on the outs.
It's not good, y'all. This is the third episode. This is
the second charter.
Second charter. Not gonna go good.
What's your next one?
Let's talk about again. This talks about it a little bit, and then it happens more. But let's talk about the Rachel and Eddie situation. Yeah. Because I want to say something, and we'll see how it goes up. Because I like Rachel. I'm liking Rachel. I like everything. I think she's funny. Do I think maybe she probably is going to be inappropriate when she gets drunk? But I also do a podcast with him. So I'm used to this. But no, you know what I like about Rachel, at least, and maybe I'm just my initial kind of impression is that you know exactly who she is and where you stand. She does. I don't feel like she plays games with people. Maybe I haven't seen it. But
no.
Now, the problem is if she doesn't like you,
you'll know.
Then you'll know, and I could see her be unrelenting. However, though, I was surprised the way she talked to Eddie, and I think a lot of it probably has to do with Eddie's position.
Yeah, the reason why she's being a little bit more upfront with Eddie is because he's a first officer now.
Yeah, it's a big difference in both. Yeah,
but also. She did it the right way.
She really did.
I was hurt by this.
Yeah, she calls him into a meeting. They sit down and talk.
And honestly, I'm surprised. I don't remember. I guess because they probably hadn't watched everything yet. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember them being that much at odds at the reunion last season.
I don't know. Maybe it's a plot point thing, but
they seem to be fine. She says.
I mean, she says she gets a little teary. She's very emotional about it.
She is got a soft underbelly. You just don't. She's going to talk about eating people's cooter and eat my cooter and chewing off someone's larynx or because that's what Rachel does. But she has got a real soft underbelly. She's hurt, and you won't be able to see it. Yeah. I'm a big Rachel fan.
I like her. But yeah, so you were saying she talks to Eddie. She basically says, like, the things you said about me were not cool. And Eddie apologized for what he said. He didn't really take anything back, though.
No. And honestly, she was out of control several times last season, especially with Francesca the Stew. She was when Rachel gets angry, it's pretty scary.
Well, and Eddie said, I did not get along with last season Rachel. And Rachel says, well, just make sure it doesn't happen again. And Eddie, they kind of have this like, thank you. And then she makes a joke and they kind of have this.
They'll be fine.
It's like, yeah, I think they're going to be fine for the rest of the season.
She gets that he respects her.
Yeah.
She just did not like this needed to be. She just needed to tell him so she wouldn't be nursing a grudge because she's so insecure. I know you wouldn't think a person who talks like Rachel.
Oh, I do. Every time someone talks like that, I immediately know that comes from insecurity.
Yep. She's so good at her job. She's such a good chef.
It's a whole bark versus bite things, those type of people. She does seem like her food is super interesting.
Yeah.
Unless these people are eating it. We'll get to that.
Jesus. My next one.
You know what? We're going to
Okay.
Give us a hint. What's the hint for your next one?
This is Jessica calling her mom, Susan, probably the most interesting woman in the world.
All right, y'all. We're going to get to that conversation when we come back from the break.
Hey, Mom. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, honey. Hey,
I'm just smoking a cigarette and gambling on my phone.
I want to meet this mom.
My favorite sentence.
Keeping it fucking real.
Just smoking a cigarette and gambling on my phone.
Yep.
And then she says, later on we find out that Susan, she's like, when I went back to school to be a cosmetologist, my mother went back to school to be a mortician.
And she wanted me to do all the makeup on the dead bodies.
So I feel like Jessica is the least interesting person in the show, but she has the most interesting stories.
She really does.
Like when she picked up an Uber driver who was involved with the hit and run.
Yes. So maybe that's her thing. She's like Kathy, where shit just happens to her.
And so, y'all, Jessica's not a great person to be at a dinner party with.
No.
But she's a great person who, when they have to share a story, you want to sit next to her.
You know what? The thing with Jessica, she seems like she would be great in real life.
Yeah.
Like just a great normal person. But on a reality show,
she doesn't engage as much as she needs to.
She's just not kind of on that level.
They'll bring her. They'll bring her out. Everyone. This always happens. They need like 4 episodes to figure out how to tell stories about people. Like we already know how to tell stories about people like Jessica,
Jake,
and Raina.
Yes.
And we already know that.
Jake. They still don't know Wes. Which, by the way, y'all, God, they had a lot of shirtless Wes. His body is red.
He's that like he's like that ectomorph, like thin, tight body.
Yes.
He's hot.
He's a Poodle. It's time. We're 3 episodes in. You know what? We're taking a little subtle. You know why? Because all aboard!
Gert Train Mediterranean edition. How are you gonna ask if the Gert Train can travel in the water? So the Gert Train is a magic train. It can go underwater. Straight wave to the seahorses, children. But giant clams there too. Bust out of the ocean, Gert Train. We'll see what you can do. I don't even know what that was.
I
but I'm happy with
cover
it.
my face and not look at you at one point.
Yo, I will say,
It's time for you to use the gift, Poodle.
I don't think Wes is necessarily belongs on the girth train.
No.
I think length, it is satisfactory.
Oh, I think so too. There's no fat around it, so you get full shaft.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is definitely looks like a flagpole.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You want to
It's-
raise something on it.
It's not like if you're sleeping with someone who's got a little cushion for the pushing. No shame in that game.
Hey, I
I've
love
done
that
it.
game.
You just have to kind of, sometimes you're just moving stuff out of the way.
Moving stuff.
Got to do a little bit of a clearing.
Little talc powder to dry some areas that shouldn't be so wet.
Let's move this here.
Yeah, here we go.
Here.
Hey.
So you can get on it.
It's
Yeah.
now so
It's like a sandbox.
it is. Yes. Woo! That's like a Japanese Zen garden, but with the dick.
Or one of those logic puzzles. You have to move things in a
Yes, to
way.
get it around,
You have to
yeah.
move this layer of fat just to get on that dick.
Now your Instagram is going to show you an ad of a logic puzzle trying to get to a dick. So Wes. So what about Jake?
This could go one of two ways.
Okay.
It could go I think I've said before, it is girthy and thick, uncut, obviously.
Yes.
Or I think it could be extremely tiny.
But just full of confidence?
Yes.
Okay.
He's sometimes it's English boys are the hardest to gauge.
Sneaky snakes.
You never know. But definitely that's where I'm seeing.
What about Eddie?
Boyfriend dick.
Okay. Yeah.
Boyfriend dick.
Boyfriend dick. Any other men? I think that's it.
Fraser.
Oh, Fraser.
You know,
Yeah.
it's good.
It's good, y'all.
It's big.
I think. Do you think? I think
Biggest
Fraser
in the cast.
Yeah, I think so. Except
Yep.
Captain Lee.
Except for Captain Lee, who
Yeah.
basically is like a baby's arm.
Yeah, it's like he goes swimming naked,
you know-
and they think a seal's beached.
And you know what? It doesn't matter if it isn't, because
It's the energy.
he knows what to do with it.
He knows what. But yeah, Fraser.
I think it's
Yeah.
Fraser.
Yeah, y'all.
Biggest dick on that chip.
Yep. Probably uncut as well.
It is.
Yeah. Sneaky snakes.
Very bulbous tip.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing.
Kind of like the end of Jafar's staff.
Yes. Just looks like a cherry.
Yeah.
Someone's put a little cherry in a hood.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like the cherry goes boop, boop.
Anyway.
A good uncircumcised penis looks
Yeah.
like someone is hiding a tiny cherry.
Yeah, it's true.
Maraschino. Maybe not that red.
Can I drink the liquid, please, sir?
What are those Washington Rainier cherries?
Rainier.
The yellow ones?
Yes.
Yellow/red. I love a good Rainier cherry.
I don't
Jelly.
know what we're
are
talking
we?
about. Yeah, let's
But what's your next one? I was talking about
talk
Jessica's
about
mom.
speaking of the all crew together. Let's talk about y'all. This is my first time with Captain Lee. Remember?
Yeah.
They
Never
have
forget your first.
They have an all crew meeting in the Sky Lounge. The difference of the way Captain
the Interior
Lee,
Illusions Lounge.
Yes. The difference of the way they have a captain's meeting compared to fucking Captain Sandy is night
Or
and
Sean.
hot.
Or even
Or
Sean is
Sean.
like, he's got jokes. Y'all, Captain Lee's not here to bullshit you.
He's not.
Now, you don't know this. Radios are Captain Lee's pet peeve.
Yeah.
And when he said, if you don't know where your radio is, I probably have it. That's true. That's happened in previous seasons.
And he goes ape shit on people.
No, 'cause
how can you
it's a
get a hold
safety
of,
issue.
Yeah, how can
Yep.
you get a hold of people? They don't have their radio.
Yep. But you every fucking season, there is someone who leaves their radio. It's almost always a deck crew member.
But I love that he has. It's interesting. You know, a lot of people say my only rule is you work hard and you give your best. His is don't embarrass yourself and don't embarrass the charter.
Yep.
That's very clear, but also that's a lot of pressure.
Yep. Well, for him, you need to be afraid of him.
Done.
That's the way he works.
Yes.
And I think that's probably it works for him. And people work pretty hard to get.
Works for me.
I know, me too.
And people work hard to get his approval.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was really just kind of like, I mean, That was just, boy, night and day.
I just need
but not
to
uncaring.
No.
It doesn't seem like he doesn't not care about them. He just
and said, "I got he's like, I got a pocket full of plane tickets here to give all of you," and it's not in a way of Captain Sean trying to like threaten them. I'll fire you, but because you just don't get that. You don't get that. I have to be better than you. That desperation from Captain Lee. He's been doing it long enough.
I hope Captain Sean doesn't take Captain Sandy's place. I hope if Captain Sandy leaves, I hope they still I know it's probably harder to find, but I hope
Bring in another lesbian woman.
A woman.
Anyone's better than that.
But I
Captain
still hope
Sandy.
they bring it'd be nice for them to have a female captain.
I agree. I wonder how. I think they're rare.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Maybe they'll make Malia captain.
She's not first officer yet.
Nope, that's true.
So what we're learning is this is new because just for clarification. So Eddie wants to be the first officer, which means he's not supposed to. I guess he's the first officer, but he's almost been acting like a bosun.
Yeah.
So the bosun is on the deck with the deck crew,
Or he's at least head of deck crew,
and the first officer doesn't do that at all. They're up in the the captain's
it's
log
the captain's right hand man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on this ship, they haven't named lead deckhand yet.
Yes.
So now we can talk about this.
Sure. That's one of mine.
Eddie desperately wants to learn more. He's like,
yes,
I want to name Jake lead deckhand, and Captain Lee's like, it's a little bit early for me to do this, and
what he says, what I think is very different than Sandy. He says the problem is if we give them some responsibility and he messes up, it's our fault.
Yep,
it's not his. It's not what Captain Sandy would say.
It's never going to be her fault.
It's never going to be her fault. But I appreciated that he's taken the responsibility of leadership. Anyway, go ahead.
And Captain Lee does say, and if I regret this, Eddie, you will too.
Yes.
And
he laughs and he means it, and I'm aroused.
But there's this kind of Captain Lee believes in a type of universal justice.
Yes.
And it's the justice we all kind of understand, but we also kind of don't want to acknowledge. We'd like to be able to get by with it.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of justice like your grandmother's justice.
Yes. Yeah.
Like my grandmother would know if I did something wrong, and she's like, well, now you got to pay the consequences.
Yep.
You knew you shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that. And this is going to hurt me too. Think I like this?
It is
Jay
grandmother
Bird?
justice.
It is grandmother justice.
Grandfather justice.
Or as Jessica said with her grandma, micromanager Marion justice.
Ooh.
Sorry, but I think
that was about Heather.
That was about Heather, yeah.
Now, are you familiar with the whiskey that is spelled Chivas?
Chivas.
I just want to put this. I've always heard that, and maybe this has been pronounced wrong. I've always heard it as Chivas.
Chivas.
Maybe that's for me working in bartending. Maybe it's because I'm in the South or Michigan. Heather says Chivas. Like it rhymes with Shiraz. Y'all, I don't know. Come at me. Maybe I've been saying Chivas my whole life.
I don't know. I don't drink whiskey.
And maybe she was just being pretentious by saying Chivas. But I was kind of taken aback. But because I've heard Chivas rocks,
yes, I have heard Chivas.
Yeah.
That's Chivas rocks, yes.
It's a... So I was just like, she's like, we have a Chivas.
Chivas. Yeah, she tells them all. Let's talk about that, y'all. The charter
it's
arrived.
No shashuskas.
Yeah, shashuskas. Shashushka. So y'all,
thank you everyone for coming at me about that it bothered you too instead of the shakshuka or
yes.
Now shakshuka. Yeah. Now I can't say it.
Ina Garten makes a good one.
Now you know what it is.
No, I knew what it was.
Oh, okay.
It was just when when you said it, it's not the word I think of. I saw it. I only knew of it though recently because I think like a year ago, like on Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garten made it. Otherwise, I would never have
It's
known.
a relatively new thing for Americans.
Yeah, I
know.
never would have known.
Yeah.
Y'all new episodes of Barefoot Contessa are back. I'm so happy.
Speaking of homosexual television.
It's my Sunday. Ben and I from Crappens always message about her because we love her. And you love her too.
I do love her.
You know her too. Y'all, these from day one or minute one when they get on this fucking boat, that Justin guy is not shutting the fuck up the entire time. He y'all, they arrived.
I wrote down,
Michael
shut
too,
up.
But Justin keeps on talking. Then there's Sean and Curtis. Those are the gays. There's Michael, Justin, and then poor Terry.
Poor Terry, who is their colleague. I don't believe in a romantic setting.
It's very.
They're all, by the way, they're all real estate brokers.
Brokers. And, they just aren't given. To give you a little bit of.
Riveting. Thank you for yawning on our show.
To give you a slice of what Justin. This is a luxury yacht. And Poodle, what does Justin do when it comes to his whiskey?
He carries around a thermos.
Brought it with him.
Like a fucking Yeti.
It's a Yeti.
It's just trashy.
Now look, y'all. We're not saying we're classy.
No,
I'm gonna be honest.
If
I was on the boat,
the opposite is true.
If I was on the boat, I would kind of think of this. I know that if Poodle drank from a thermos at home, he would want to bring his own thermos for the boat.
But also, I would know that.
But you wouldn't.
It's a yacht.
But but let's not go above our raisin. Part of you would want to because you'd say, God, it's just more practical, so you don't have to get me ice all the time.
I agree.
But y'all, you're on a fucking luxury yacht.
Yeah. And as they get drunker and drunker, this turns into
they're already
the worst version of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf ever.
Not good.
Like even people who watched The Ghost of Elizabeth Taylor just said, "Well, this is hard to take."
This is hard to take. So they're just,
I believe they are quite soused. Anyway.
So that's really, we should, I guess.
One guy does say, "Can you bring me," I think it was Justin who says, "Can you bring me, how about some tequila?" And the gay guy goes, "Oh my God, I'm going to kill you. Just asked for, there have no whiskey pairing, and you just asked for tequila."
This is that's Sean. Y'all, I hate to admit it. Sean and Justin have some homosexual undercurrents.
I agree with that. You can tell
because Sean keeps ribbing him. Sean wants to suck his dick.
I could see that.
Yeah, or find it. Find it.
Or at least it's the whole logic puzzle thing, y'all. You just got to push things around. Or maybe Sean probably
just wants to bend him over and like fuck him because it's his boss. Y'all, they probably thought, this is going to be so good for us. We'll get so many clients that want to buy homes from us.
And y'all, Justin keeps getting worse, and they're saying, "This is not the." He's like, "Isn't it?" You said in the fanciest dinner you've ever had. It's like, "This is the fanciest dinner I've ever had."
No, you know who this is? This is people that do coke over 35.
That's the truth.
They're like the Pratt family.
Yeah, they're even worse than. But he's kind of enlightened now.
Oh,
he has candles. Yeah, Spencer.
Not the Pratt, but they are like the Pratt family. What's Elizabeth's family from 90 Day Fiancé?
Oh,
what's their last name?
The Podhouse. Pratt.
But they are like Spencer Pratt though too. That was like a subcon. But yeah, they're like the Podhouses. Oh,
Podhoused.
Podhouses. Podhouses.
Podhouse.
I always called them Podhouse. Anyway, like Charlie.
Oh God. And y'all, as Captain Lee is sitting there, and he says they're drunker than a four-peckered goat.
Four-peckered goat. And then he said they're drunker than a herd of four-peckered goats. And they are, I mean, they're just So disrespectful to him.
And y'all, Justin basically goes and sits and he refuses to have dinner with them. Then they bring which I thought this was amazing. The crew, without even missing a beat, they said, we'll just bring his food to him out there.
And they set up a table.
They just did it.
With a tablecloth and just set up his table.
Y'all, that's professionalism.
It is. Rachel, totally reinvented how she served and served it just all one in a bowl.
That's what I'll do. Okay, here we go.
It was...
I know. So that's how you deal with... See, someone like Matthew would have never been able to handle that.
No.
And the rest of the crew is and Eddie's like, here you go. We'll set you up like this.
Wes is great with him. We start to get a little bit... Wes is joking with him and laughing with him. And because y'all really, Wes is having to fucking babysit him because he's drunk and he's sitting with his feet in the water. So they are making sure he doesn't jump in the water and try to go swimming and fucking drown.
And that was scary a little bit.
Yes, so that's what it's about.
A lot of them go to bed, and then there's this weird, scary thing between Justin and Terry.
Yes.
Where he keeps telling her to get the fuck to bed, and she's trying to tell him something.
Yes.
And that's when it got...
Captain Lee left. He calls him quote, he calls him a bunch of morons.
But that's when it got kind of uncomfortable, there's going to be something physical that happens.
Yes.
And...
It was right before Michael, he kept hiccuping, Michael's throwing up in his bathroom.
I found this... Not that the people were, besides the fact that the people were objectionable, I just have a problem when people talk to each other that way.
Oh, it was so demanding, and him saying, yes, I meant demeaning, but he was what I was saying, he was demeaning because he was demanding her. Yeah. Maybe that is the word. He was saying, get down, treating her like a dog, like she needed to get down to her quarters.
She needs to go to her room and shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Y'all,
I was thinking, are you going to fucking hit her?
That's what it felt like to me, and I was really uncomfortable.
It was really, really uncomfortable.
I think that's all I have.
I just want a couple things about them. At one point, I think Michael's so drunk he burnt at the table with Captain Lee there.
He did.
And then when Justin comes, after they leave, but still, Justin comes back and he puts his bare feet on the table. Did you
I
not
missed
see
that.
it? Yes.
I missed it.
He's put his bare feet up on the table when he was harassing Terry.
Oh, God. Actual human garbage, y'all.
Human garbage. One thing.
Rotten cabbage.
Rotten cabbage. The only thing that I want to bring up is, y'all, they end up Eddie and Captain Lee do ask Jake to be the.
I thought we said that. Maybe we didn't.
No, we talked about that before, but they do ask him to be the
lead deckhand.
Lead deckhand. Deckhand. And as Captain Lee says, I'm gonna regret this.
And you know what? I love it how all the other deck crew is happy for him.
Oh yes, Wes is but Raina's thrilled.
I love that.
Raina's we try to kiss and fuck around, so he's
I don't have to worry now. Now I will say.
Oh, we forgot to say, yeah.
This is very different than in previous seasons when we'd have a bunch of meatheads on staff, and I'm so glad after the way Ashton and some of the other mostly our South African meatheads.
Was it just like a dick swinging contest?
No, they're just once there's so much meathead testosterone, they start attacking the women.
Oh,
that happens.
Yeah, that's not great.
And I think they realize that doesn't necessarily work well.
No.
So hopefully we don't see. I mean, it's good eye candy. I'm not gonna lie. But mostly, I never. Zhao is a piece of shit. But God, he was something to look at. But
yeah, it's a different type of season because already Raina says we thought it was a woman. Raina's already interested in another guy.
Yeah, it's true.
She says she doesn't want to sleep with Jake. Yeah. She said we'll see if that takes.
Y'all,
she just
Fraser's make her, there.
But Fraser says he said something to the fact of it's already Fraser Jake endgame, or he said something like that.
Ooh.
Y'all, mark my words, they're gonna fuck.
Oh, really? No, they'll just kiss.
No.
Really?
Fraser's going to at least suck his dick.
Possibly.
Yeah. But y'all...
Fraser's got a gleam in his eye.
Jake has mentioned butt stuff so many of getting fucked.
That's true.
And y'all, Fraser is a top.
I was going to say he's at least versatile, but I think he's more of a top.
I think his personality more of a... He's going to fuck Jake.
I agree with that. And he's kind of a femmy top.
And I need the video of that.
That's a term for you guys. Fem top.
Fem top.
Fem top is a guy who can be very effeminate, but you turn the lights out.
Turn off the lights, you top, and fuck me like a pig.
They turn into... I like it when you do that. Your eyes actually cross.
Yeah.
So that's what I imagine you're like when you're getting railed.
Oh, y'all, we commit on this podcast. If you go to the live show, get ready. You might get grossed out by the faces we make.
And the physicalizations.
I mean, Jake's Florian alone looks like he's convulsing.
It's like a full body dry heave. Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. Yo, that's
the
all
show.
I got.
That's the show. Me too.
I think it's going to be a good season. We'll see. All right, everybody, go to realitygaze.com. That's where you can find out all of the stuff we're doing for you there. You can go to the Linktree link to see the live show links. Also, other podcasts, Nikki Levy, Don't Tell My Mother. People are still enjoying that podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
And I need to plug that I was a guest on These Are Their Stories, the
Dun, dun.
Law and Order podcast.
Dun, dun.
So check me out. The most recent episode called Ballerina. I recap it
With Carol Burnett.
We have a lot of fun on there. They were great, and I basically asked to be asked back, and I basically asked to do what.
You told them which episode?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it the Liza Minnelli episode?
That's a poodle move. No, it wasn't. It was a poodle move to say.
That's a mother poodle move because she did it on Don't Tell Your Mother.
She did. She asked to.
You're just like her. Everybody, that was a big thing. Everybody messaged me and went, oh my God, Jake is just like his mother.
I've been telling Mother Poodle about her fans. And she's like, oh, that's ridiculous. I can't believe that. You're funny that I should have my own show. And she's like, I bet I could get people to listen to it, though.
I'm telling you, y'all, they're the same tree.
Anyway. So, y'all, we'll see you this week in our live show if you're in L.A.
Yes.
But until then, anchors again. You still never know what the sign off.
Didn't remember until we said it.
God damn.